Hello, this is lecture number 2 about expressions, operands and operators. I am Dr. Athar. Before studying expressions, operands and operators, let's just first review these two built-in functions, cout and cin. Cout stands for console output. Console represents the computer display screen on a monitor. Cout is a part of iostream header file. The syntax of the cout is std, scope resolution operator, cout, and insertion operator, and some constant and a variable, and with a semicolon. Let's just review it. For example, in this case, we start with the hash include iostream header file and using namespace std, and we have a main function and we are printing hello world on the screen. So cout is a built-in function with an insertion operator and hello world. Hello world is in double quotes. Anything inside the double quotes will be printed as it is on the screen. This std is a namespace or object that belongs to iostream, and cout, cin, and other related functions are inside std. So other way of writing is you can write a scope resolution operator with std. So let's build it and compile it. So hello world is printed on the screen. So if you use cin function, andl function, or any other functions which are part of the std namespace, and std object and namespace belong to iostream, so you have to write std and scope resolution operator, which is two double colons. So better way is that you delete this std and scope resolution operator and just write at the top after hash include using namespace std. So it tells the compiler that all the built-in functions belongs to this namespace std. Let's just compile it and run it. So the program is behaving as it is. So let's go ahead and see scenes is a part of iostream header file. So when input statement is executed, the computer waits to receive an input from the keyboard. When the value is entered and enter key is pressed, the value is assigned to a variable and the control shift to the next line. The syntax is cin, the extraction operator, which is 2 greater than equal to signs, and a var1. Var1 is a variable. So what is a variable? Variable is a storage location identified by memory address paired with the associated symbol name, which is identifier, which contains some quantity of information referred to as value. Or in simple terms, variable is a space or storage location in the memory having a name, having a value, and having some specific address. For example, in this case, int x is equal to 4 is a variable. X is a variable of type int and have initial value of 4. So here we are declaring a variable of type int and also defining a value of x, which is 4. X is a local variable to the main. Local variable means its scope is only valid or visible inside the main function. Similarly, if you see fx is greater than 3, inside the block we have int y is equal to 3. So we are declaring a variable y having type int. So scope is inside this block only. In the coming lectures we will study again the local variables, what are global variables, what is the scope of the variables in detail. So don't worry. So basic types of variables are integer, float, character, boolean. Integer can be short, int, floating point numbers can be float, double. Integer will only have integer values or whole number values 0, 1, 1000, -1, -10. It contains both positive numbers and negative numbers. Floating point numbers contain fraction numbers 1.0, 0.1, and so on. Characters are any single character enclosed in a single code. For example, A, Z, capital A as mentioned on the slide. So in the slide you can see the size of the int, short int, long int, 16-bit and 32-bit respectively. And you can store the values as mentioned in data storage range column. Similarly, you have unsigned int, unsigned long int, which as the name identifies it only save the positive numbers. So as is mentioned in the range. Float, double, long double contain the fraction part as well. And the range is more in long double, double, long float and float respectively. Char stores a single character. So there are certain rules for defining variables. The first character of variable name must be alphabetic character. You can write underscore as the first letter, but it's not recommended because underscore underscore and a variable name basically belongs to operating system variables. So we don't recommend the compiler don't recommend to use underscore as the first character. So better to write alphabet as the first character. Blank spaces are not allowed in the variable name. A good names of your variable is important just as humans have good names. For example, int a b are not good names as compared to int start underscore time, int number underscore students, double quotes underscore mark. These are good names. The variable name itself shows or gives some information. A comment with each variable name helps people know what they are doing, as we already discussed before. C and C++ is a case-sensitive language. Capital X and small x are different. So let's just go back to the C built-in function, how we can use it. So we already have an example. So let's just review it. So in this example, we are taking a client age from the user and just displaying it. The name of the variable is my client age and its type int. And we are also defining it with 0 so that local variable have a 0 value, initial value, because local variables by default value is a garbage value. I will show you in a moment. So we in this instruction we are just taking the client age from the user. So first we are prompting enter client age and we are taking value from the client. Then in this statement we are just printing the client age. These double slash lines are comments. Comments are non-executable code or non-compilable code, or it's only for the programmer or the user to understand the code. For example, here double slash line shows a single line comment that the programmer of this code is Athar. The date on which this code is written is 25 February 2020. Similarly, you can write multiple line code with this syntax for the forward slash and asterisk or star ends with a star and forward slash, and whatever is in between these two characters is a comment, multiple line comment. This is a variable of type int and variable stores the client age. This is a comment. So this is a program in which the user is taking a client age from the user and just displaying it on the screen. Let's just run it. Just displaying it. If you don't take a client age from the user, so let's see what happens with the local variable. We are not taking any value from the user, we are just printing the client age on the screen and we're not initializing it with 0. As you can see that the default value of the local variable is a garbage value 42011019, which is a garbage value. So it is always recommended to initialize a local variable with some initial value. So that's it. Let's go ahead. These are escape sequences which are required to control or display string or sequence of characters. For example, /n help us to print a new line. It moves the control to the beginning of the next line. /t is used to print a tab. /r is used to carriage return. It moves the cursor to the beginning of a current line. /a is used for sound bell so that we can debug the code easily. /b is used to backspace the cursor by one character. Similarly, two backward slash is used to print one backslash. Backslash and double quote is used to print double quote. Backslash and single quote is used to print single quote. All these escape sequences are usually put in the double quotes. So in the coming lecture we will practice this along with different operators. So let's just uh, revise what we did. In this lecture we just review the console output and console input built-in functions. We stated what are variables, what are different types of variables, what is the size of what of these data types which include int, float, double, char, boolean, and we practice the cout scene functions. We also studied the local variables, the initial value of local variables, what is the garbage value for local variable, what are comments. So in the coming lecture we will practice escape sequences and we'll move ahead.